How's it going, house shoppers? Hey, this is Sean with Remax Results. I'm going to just review with you the seller disclosure statement. Now, there are two types of seller disclosure statements. This one you're going to find typically if people have lived in the home and they're now selling it. This is just the standard form. If you're buying an investment property, you may find the seller's alternative disclosure, which basically means they're not telling you anything. Okay, so let's dive in here. Page one, it just goes about like when they bought the house, where they keep the title, if they've rented the house or owned it, and so they have to be honest about this stuff. This is a legal document, so they can be sued or arbitrated if they start lying and you catch them, and if it affects the use of the property. That's really the key word about this. The sellers have to be honest on anything that can affect the use or the enjoyment of the property. Okay, and so that's a loose term, and it's there's been many lawsuits based on around that. But okay, moving on to page two. Talking about flood insurance. If they live in a floodplain, they have to explain if they've ever had a claim. Any encroachments, that means does the neighbor's fence encroach onto your new property? They have to disclose if there's any kind of areas of the property where there are encroachments or any kind of problems. General condition, they're asking if there's been any past damage by the hail, wind, or fire. Again, they have to be honest. Any insurance claims. And if you'd like, you can check with the city to see if there's been claims or permits pulled on the house that you're buying. So that's always something you can feel free to do because that's public knowledge. More questions about the structure. Has it been altered? Have they performed work on the property? They're supposed to give details on this. Damage to the flooring. Obviously, you're talking about flooding. If they've had pets and the basement foundation, if they've had any damage, they need to report that. Or if they fixed it, they have to tell us what they did. Condition of the roof. Looks like 7 or 8 years. I don't think it's 78 years old. You could also ask if they have a warranty on the roof. That might be transferable. Then we have exterior walls, windows, anything like that. If there's been any damage on the exterior walls, especially stucco has been the main problem around town. Okay. Then it goes into the items that they either do not have or they do have, or if it's just not existing in the property. So if you just look in here, it says NA means it's not physically located on the property. And typically this can be confusing for sellers. So there has to be clarification if it looks confusing or if it doesn't look accurate. Okay, moving on, looking at any kind of systems located on the property as far as, so if there's smart devices that need to be transferred that will remain, we can get their login information so we can actually access that after closing. And then this would be like a Nest thermostat or any kind of smart devices. Sewage treatment systems or wells, those all have to be disclosed. And then peripheral property exclusion on taxes. Basically, I've only seen it one time where they lived near the airport and they gave the sellers a break on the tax amount because of the airport. Preferential tax treatment, same kind of thing. Moving right along, they just want to know if the seller is a foreign investor because they have to structure the deal differently then. Meth production, they have to disclose whether or not they had a meth house. And then any environmental concerns, and they list a whole bunch of things here. So they're supposed to just check and be honest on that. Otherwise, looks like any local government authority pertaining to the cause of any environmental contamination on the property. Again, overstating things. And then radon, they either have or have not done a radon test, and there either is or is not a radon mitigation system in the home. Okay. Material facts. This is the main question right here. Seller has not received any notice regarding proposed. Oh yeah, sorry. Not this is the one right here. Material facts that could adversely or significantly affect the buyer's use or enjoyment of the property. No, that is a very big question. So later, if you find out that they had major foundation problems, of course, you can take them to court and maybe do something. This is just a government. If they're planning on putting in a sidewalk and they know about it, they're supposed to tell us. Okay, so a lot of definitions here is as well. You can read through definitions if you'd like. And then as a buyer, you'll be signing that when we send it over for signature. So I hope this was helpful. Always call us if you have any questions and we'll address it. Thank you.